also great for concentration, but also for the pincer grip. Again, I'm using piping wire and I'm using beads. Now, moms and dads, this is something you can do at home. And there are lots of activities and therapies that you can actually do at home with your child. You don't always have to wait until you take your child to a therapist. However, there are other activities that only an occupational therapist will be able to do. But why don't we look at some that you can do at home with your child? This is beading. So maybe your child is already in, for the CBC classes, maybe PP1, PP2, 5 years, and they're not writing yet. Here are some pre-writing activities. They bead using large beads. You can start with large beads if that's a struggle. This also helps with eye and hand coordination because the child has got to look at the bead. If they're looking away and they're not quite getting where the hole is, they are forced to look at the bead and ensure that the piping wire is actually going right in. And for some children, being able to bead a few beads is already tiring. So maybe if you start with too many, it might be discouraging for the child. Try and reduce them. And then if your child has learned to bead large beads, move on to smaller beads. And these beads you'll be able to find because ordinarily little girls and even older girls like to have beads in their hair. So you'll be able to find your beads in most shops. Now, once you've moved to the medium-sized beads, then you can go to really tiny beads like these, or even get the Maasai beads, which are really tiny, and then you can use those to thread because it helps with concentration and also helps with the pincer grip and helps develop better, improve the attention span. So that's a little bit about occupational therapy.